Okay, today we are proving triangles are similar. So do you remember from Friday's lesson, we said they are similar if two things happened. Corresponding angles are congruent, and corresponding sides are not congruent, they are proportional. Do you guys remember that? All right. Now, if you remember back in Unit 3, we did congruent triangles or congruent polygons. And the very first day, we had all the big, long definition. All sides had to be congruent, and all angles, corresponding angles had to be congruent. Do you remember that? And then over the next few days, we learned shortcuts, which were, do you guys remember them? Side, side, side. What was the next one? Side angle, side. And then we learned, what was that one? Angle, side, angle. Angle, angle, side. And then we learned one other one. Do you remember what it was? Started with an H. HL, good. Hypotenuse leg. All right, so same type of thing. There's not as many. There's only 3 that we're going to learn to make this similar triangle business easier, just like we did before. So we no longer have to say all corresponding angles are congruent and all corresponding sides are proportional. Shortcuts today. Please put that away, and you're taking notes with the rest of us. All right. First one is AA. What do you think AA stands for? Angle, angle. I'm going to put the tilde there. Do you guys remember what it stands for? Almost equal to similar. Similarity. Angle, angle, similarity. All right. Now, what angle, angle, similarity states is if you have two triangles, I'm going to call the first one SRT. M L P. All right, we're up here. And I'm going to mark angle S congruent to angle M. And I'm going to mark angle R congruent to angle L. If you guys would make those same markings. Okay, we're ready? All right. Now, two sets of corresponding angles are congruent. Angle, angle. Now, I didn't mark the third angle, but do we have enough using the third angle theorem to say that these two are also congruent? Yeah, I don't have to say it. It's implied. If these two are congruent, by third angle theorem, this one is congruent. So this would be angle, angle, angle. Did we ever use angle, angle, angle for triangle congruency? No. Is it okay to use for triangle similarity? It is. We don't have to call it angle, angle, angle. AA is enough because third angle theorem is implied. All right. So if two sets of corresponding angles are congruent, then the two triangles are similar. So triangle SRT, similar with your tilde, and go in the same order. Single, double, no angle marking. What would that be? M, L, P. All right, questions before I move on? All right, second one is SAS similarity. What does the SAS stand for? Side angle side. All right. I'm going to call this first one A, B, C. The second one Q, R, S. And I want you to put a congruent marking in angle A and angle Q. All right, these next markings I'm going to put in pencil because I am going to erase them. So don't mark them. I just want to talk about this really quick. First off, does that look like side angle side? Can anybody tell me why these markings are incorrect? I'm saying that AB is congruent to RQ just from my drawing. Do they look congruent?
No.
No. It looks like a dilated image. So are this corresponding sides congruent or proportional? Proportional. All right, so I'm not going to put the congruent markings like we used to because the triangles are not congruent. But I'm going to make my proportional statement. You guys remember this from last week? This here? Now it's not going to be as long because it's only a triangle and I only need how many sides? According to side angle side, how many sides? 3 in a triangle, but for the side angle side, just 2. Just the 2. All right, so I'm going to do this one, the ones I had markings on before. AB over what? AB over QR equals AC over what? QS. Now, I had kids say, well, what about the third side? Do we need a third side for the side angle side similarity? No. As long as, do you remember the words we used in Unit 3? As long as the angle is what between the two sides? What is it? Sandwiched. Good job. As long as it is sandwiched. There was one other word, math word that we used. No, not a hot dog. Started with an I. As long as it was included. Good job. All right. I wouldn't call it one, but I can.
I would.
All right, but yes, you could, I guess. All right. You can make a sandwich out of the hoagie rolls like Subway. All right. Shh. Guys, okay, enough. Lunch is around the corner. Let's stop talking about food, please. All right, side, similarity. Do you guys see this? All right, for side, do I need any angle markings? Do I?
No.
I do not. All right, I'm going to label this ABC, QRS. All right, did we have a side congruency statement before? Was there a side?
No.
Yes, there was no AAA, but was there a triple S?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why you want to make sure you're putting your tilde at the end, because if you leave it like this, that's saying side congruency. So put the similarity statement to know we're working with similar triangles. All right, no angle markings on this one because we're not using our angles, but how many proportional side lengths do I need? 3. So I'm just going to go in order. AB over what? QR equals A, and that C is kind of off, but it's here. AC
QS.
Over QS. Is that enough, or do I need one more set? One more, because it's side. Equals, and BC or CB, it's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and put CB over SR. Okay, I didn't write my similarity statements in either case. I'm going to write it here. If ... If ... All right. If this happens, what can I say about these two triangles? They are what? What's the word? Not congruent, but similar. Similar than triangle ABC. ABC is similar to what? Q. Good. Triangle QRS. All right, same thing here. If the 3 side lengths are proportional, then triangle, I'll go in the same order, ABC is similar to triangle what? QRS. All right, any questions with the 3 shortcuts? What are they? Angle similarity, side angle side similarity, and side similarity. All right, are we good? We're going to move right on to examples then. All right. Are the triangles similar? If not, write not similar. All right. Okay, draw it with me. I have a 966. I'm going to call this ABC going around clockwise. Eight 12 E F G. Okay. Now what I want you to write on this side is 1A and B. And I'm going to start you off just like we've done in notes before. I'm going to write here triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle, and you're going to fill that piece in. All right, so what you're going to do on your homework problems tonight, as well as any upcoming quizzes or tests. First off, what are the three that we have to use? The only three is angle, angle. What was the other one? Side, side, side. And was there one more? Side, angle, side. Okay. Now, this one, do they give me any angle markings at all? No. So most likely, I'm going to be forced to use what? Side, side, side. Side, side, side. Did they give me 3 side lengths? Yeah. They did. All right. So, like I've said before, I typically go from left to right since they didn't give us any directions on which method to use. Left to right, and I usually do small, medium, large. You could do large, medium, small as long as you're consistent. So what is my smallest side length here? 6. A 6. Would I put 6 over 8 or 6 over 12? 6 over 8. 8, because that's a small length. All right, what's the medium length here? Is it another 6? Yeah. All right, and then what would I put it over here? Over the other 8. And so far they're equal, and then my large length is what? 9. 9 over 8 or over 12? 12. Okay, so it's easy to see that those two are equal. How do I compare if all three are equal? Reduce? Yeah, reduce. What do I reduce the first one by? The first two divide by what? 2, 2, 2, and 2. Does the last one also divide by 2? 3. All right, reduce each one and see if they come out to be the same. If they do, they are proportional, which means they're similar. If they do not, they are not proportional, which means they are not similar. All right, what do we get for 6/8? 3 over 4. The second 6/8, same thing? 3 over 4. And 9/12? Does it also equal 3/4? All right, check mark. Are they similar? Are these two similar? Yes, because we're using which one again? We have to write it here. Side, side, side. That's what the B marking is for. You're stating what method you used. Side, side, side. Don't forget your similarity. Side, side, side. We had this on a test. Do you guys remember this? Yeah. Yeah, we had to prove we had to say the two triangles, and then we said like side, angle, side without the similarity statement. Tilde. All right, ABC. A goes along the big side and along the short side. There's more than one right answer. Give me one of them. I can't do EGF because I have to go along the big. So either EFG or FEG. So which one does it matter? EFG. All right, makes sense? Is that a yes? All right, this next one is a tricky one, but it comes up over and over, so you want to make sure that you are paying attention. This is not something that you want to ignore because it's on quizzes, it's on tests, it's on homework tonight. Okay. over here I'm going to write 2A, B, and A I'm going to write triangle ABC is similar to triangle blank. All right. Can you guys see the two triangles in here? Okay. Do you remember the redraw that we had on that one test? I think it still was Unit 3. Do you guys remember that? Where we had to redraw them? And you had to redraw them or I didn't give you credit. Do you guys remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. A, B, C. All right. Do you guys see the smaller triangle in there? What is it? ECD? Or DEC? Now these two triangles share an angle or a side. Can you guys look? Think about it. What do they have in common? They overlap on an angle or a side. What side? D, E, and AB. Do they share? Does this big triangle share that small side? No, they don't share. What side or angle do they share? Angle what? C. Does everybody see that the two triangles both have or overlap in angle C? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Now, because these two lines are parallel, I'm going to put another set of markings in there, and it doesn't matter if you use the top or the bottom. I'm going to use the top. I'm going to put it here and here. Does anybody remember why? Or what that's called? Here, I'm going to show you. If you're like me, you need to actually see it extended out. Here are my parallel lines. Here's the transversal. These are the markings I just marked in right now. What special name do those have?
Same side.
They're not both interior. One's interior, one's exterior. You're close. Starts with this corresponding. Good job. If lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. All right. If you guys do not remember, it was an F shape. If you can make an F and the arms of your F are parallel, then your corners here are congruent. They're corresponding angles. Do you guys remember that? Okay. Can you see the F here and the arms of the F are parallel? All right. So if you wanted, I said I was going to do the top, but if you wanted, could you make your F on this side and A is congruent to EDC? Yes? All right. So it doesn't matter. I'm doing the ones up here, the one here. Why are the two, what was that? Yes, that's what I just said. I don't know if you heard me, but I just said if you wanted, you could have marked these down here, but I chose the top ones. All right, what's the reason the two triangles are similar? Side, angle, side, angle, angle, side, side, side. Angle, angle, similarity. Do you guys see that? Angle, angle, angle. You need to know this for the test, guys. So if you're sitting there not paying attention, you will be struggling on test day. All right, A, B, C. No angle marking, double angle marking to a single angle marking. What do I do here? D what? Single, none, double, single. None, double, single. What does that give me? D, E, C. Thank you. D, E, C. All right. Number 3. A, B, C, D, E. All right. Where do kids typically struggle? Where to even start? Does anybody feel that way? I don't even know where to start. Like, am I going to use angle, angle? What markings do I put? Triangle, A, B, C is similar to blank, and B, blank. All right. First off, how many sets of side markings did they give us? How many sets? 2. 1, 2. Did they give us the third set? So am I going to use side, side, side? No. Did they give me any angle markings? No, but what? Vertical angles are congruent. So are we still using stuff that we used back in Unit 3? Which is stuff you learned back in Math 1. With your awesome Math 1 teachers. Yes. All right. Vertical angles are congruent. Okay, so if these two are vertical and they're congruent and I have this side and this side and this side and this side, which one am I most likely going to try to use? Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Now, do the side lengths have to be congruent or proportional? Okay, so let's make our fractions. Remember, I usually do small and then work my way bigger. And I start left to right. You can do whatever works best for you. So if I'm starting on the left and I'm working with small, which side would I choose? 3, and would I put over 10 or over 6? 6 because it's small. Okay, my larger one on this side is what? 4 over 6 or over 10? 10. Now, reduce and see if they are the same. Or you can cross multiply. That works as well. But I'm going to reduce. What is 3 over 6 reduced to? 1/2. And what is 4 over 10 reduced to? 2 over... Did they come out to be the same? No. So what does that mean about the two triangles? They are not similar. So here we don't put anything there. We just leave that blank or cross it out and put not similar here. And you're going to do that on the test. And there's one like each one of these on the test. So you want to make sure you understand. Okay. Questions on 1, 2, or 3? Before I move on, I do have a question for you. Because on the test, this one might work. It may not be the not similar. So here's the question I propose. If this is 3 and this is 6, and what's the, when I reduce 3 over 6, what is it reduced to? If I wanted it to work, leaving this 3 and this 6, this 4, what would this one need to be? Don't mark this on your paper. I'm going to change it here. Would that have worked? What is 3 over 6 reduced to? What is 4 over 8 reduced to? Would that one work? Yes. What would you put here? You wouldn't put not similar. You would say side, angle, side, similarity, and then you'd write your congruent, your similarity statement. Make sense? I just want to make sure you understand they're not always going to be not similar on these type and similar on these type. They're going to change. You need to know how to read it. Questions on 1, 2, or 3? Word problems. Word problems. Okay. Number 4. A 1.7 meter tall child is standing. You're writing this down with me. Let's go. You're writing it down with me. A 1.7 meter tall child is standing next to a flagpole. What? The child's shadow is 1.3. 1.7 meters is not short. A meter stick is like this. That's a meter.
That's crazy right there. That's like a 6-year-old.
The shadow is 1.3 meters long. At the same time, the shadow of the flagpole is 7.4 meters long. All right, we're going to write the question down. A 1.7 meter tall child is standing next to a flagpole. The child's shadow is 1.3 meters long. At the same time, the shadow of the flagpole is 7.4 meters long. All right, question. How tall is the flagpole? This is another definite on the homework tonight, on the quiz next week, on the test coming up. All right. Okay. Now you're going to be dealing with these same type of problems in second semester, dealing with your sine, cosine, tangent functions. For now, we're just going to use similar triangles. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. First thing that you should be doing on your homework problems as well is drawing your picture. There's your flagpole. This child is standing right next to the flagpole, so child is there. Here's the sun. All right, the sun shining down. This long one here is the shadow of the what? The flagpole. Now this here is the shadow of the child. Do you see that? Yes? Because it's done at the same time, these two triangles are similar. Okay, like this angle is congruent to this angle, and that angle is congruent to that angle. Again, because it's done at the same time, and the position of the sun and the angle and everything else, it works out the two triangles are similar. You guys, I need you listening. Again, this is on the test. All right, so let's put some labeling in. A 1.7 meter tall child. Should I put that on the flagpole or the child?
Child.
Okay. 1.7 meters. The child's shadow is 1.3 meters long. Small shadow or large shadow? Small. All right, at the same time, the shadow of the flagpole is 7.4. Hypotenuse or shadow? The shadow. You are never going to label the hypotenuse on these type of problems. Okay, your shadow isn't floating up in the air. This is not the length of the shadow. Does that make sense? Don't ever label the hypotenuse. Your shadow does not float in the air. When it says the length of the shadow, it's dealing with this length down here. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are we ever going to label the hypotenuse? No, we are not. Not here, not in this lesson. Okay, so how tall is the flagpole? You're looking for this length here. Now, if it helps, redraw your two triangles. Do you guys want me to show you with the redraw or leave it as it is?
Leave that.
Okay, so I'm going to go big to small. You can do small to big as long as you're consistent. So height over height, shadow over shadow. So height of the flagpole is what? X, that's what we're looking for. Over height of the child, what's the height of the child? Okay, height over height, shadow over shadow. Would I do 1.3 over 7.4 or the other way around? I did pole over child, pole over child. Which one goes at the top?
7.4.
7.4 over 1.3. Do you see that? Big, small, big, small. Yes or no? All right. What are you going to do here? What's this process called? Cross multiply. 1.3x equals, you guys have a calculator in front of you. Can you type it in? 1.7 times 7.4. Don't blurt it out. Just write it down. Do not blurt it out. Just write it down. All right, I'm ready for it. What is it?
12.58.
Thank you, 12.58. And what's the last step? Divide by, 1.3. And what does that give us? Let's do 2 decimal places. I'm not sure what it comes out to on your calculator. 9.6. What comes after the 7?
6.
So it'd be 7 or 8? 8. 9.68. And what's the unit of measurement we're using here? M's, meters. 9.68 meters. Got it? Questions? All right, we have one more word problem and we are done. And because I write so big, I'm going to do my word problem on the next page. If you have space, you can squeeze it in there. For me, I write really big, so I'm not. All right. 5. Okay. Mary wants to find, stop the talking, the height, and I'm going to pause here to advise that you write it with me. Otherwise, if you wait, then you're trying to catch up later. So let's go, we're writing together. Mary wants to find the height of a tree for a science project. Period. Mary is 2 meters tall, comma, she stands 8 meters away from the tree. All right, and there's a comma there as well. Mary wants to find the height of a tree for a science project. Mary is 2 meters tall. She stands 8 meters away from the tree. And her shadow is 3 meters long. Period. How tall is the tree? All right, so does she have enough information to find the height of the tree without needing to climb up the tree and measure with some measuring tools? Yes, she has enough. All right, are we ready? What did I say in the last one? I want to see what on your homework? Drawings. Now you don't actually have to draw the tree and draw the flagpole. As long as I see vertical lines for your tree or your flagpole and your people, we are good. Okay. Okay, so not as some explosion as somebody said earlier.
Me?
Was that you that said it was an explosion? All right. Now, on the last one, the child was standing right next to the flagpole. Is Mary standing next to the tree or does she walk away from the tree? Okay, she walks away from the tree. So let me get my triangle in here. And we'll put Mary here. All right. Now, how far away from the tree does Mary stand? 8 feet. So the 8 doesn't go all the way. It just goes from the tree to Mary. Do you see that? Okay. Now, what else does it tell us? Does it give us any other information? How tall is Mary? And this is not feet. This is what? Thank you. 8 meters. She's 2 meters. And what other measurement did they give us? 3. And where does the 3 go? On the hypotenuse? From where she starts to the end of the shadow. Yes? 3 meters to the end. Okay, so she walks 8 meters away from the tree. And then from here to the end of the shadow is 3 meters. Got it? Does that make sense? All right. So this is more like this one here. Do you see that? 2 parallel lines, and the 2 triangles are similar. 2 parallel lines, so the 2 triangles are similar. Do you see that? All right. This one I am going to do a redraw only because it is a little different. So here's my tree. And here's the smaller one with Mary. All right. With the tree, do we know the height, or is that what we're looking for? With Mary, do we know how tall she is? 2 meters. Okay. Do we know the length here of this base? How far is Mary from the edge of the shadow? 3 meters. And be careful with this one. This is where kids always mess up. What's this here?
11 meters.
Why is it 11 meters and not 8?
The whole base is the whole shadow.
This is the whole shadow. 8 is just from where Mary's standing from the tree. Is that to the tip of the shadow? No. So what's the length of the whole shadow? All right. So do not mess it up on the test. Got it? Got it? Again, it's not 8. It's not 3. Did they give us 11 anywhere in the problem? No. Do you have to put your thinking caps on and know that's going to be 11?
Yes.
That's why I suggest you do the redraw. Okay, so I'm just going to do large over small, left over right. So x, that's the height over height. So x over 2 equals shadow over shadow. So 11 over what? 3. Cross multiply. 3x equals, what is 11 times 2? All right, and what's your last step? Divide by 3. Let's do 2 decimal places again. 7 point, so 333 would be 33 or 34? And if you want to put, you can put that bar at the top, but if you're rounding, it's just 33 without the bar. Meters. 7.33 meters. Any questions? Definite on the test. Put a mark by it. Make sure you know